So from your starting screen, you'll click onto Connect to Art, and we'll navigate to the folder. So we're going to go Public Folder, Chicago COC Reports, Data Quality, and here is our report, Chicago DQ dash underscore dash year month date. We're going to click on the magnifying glass, and instead of clicking View Report, we'll click on Schedule Report, and give it a little bit of time. It'll process pretty frequently. And the only prompt that you'll need to change is Select Provider. It is the second option down. Select Provider is the only thing you'll need to change up in this. So we'll click on Select. And again, give it some time to process. This will take a few seconds. Now you'll see these projects listed. Ignore them. These are the active projects. These will always be pulled in. And this batch selection, you can also ignore that. For me, I'm looking up my emergency shelter. So what I'll do is type in my emergency shelter's HMIS ID, which is 883. And just as a reminder, 883 is a test project, so this is just something that's serving purely for example. So here we go. We have our All Chicago Emergency Shelter. I'll click on the green button. And there we go. So we've selected this value. And one thing I want you to keep in mind is that we are only running the DQ report for one project at a time. So I wouldn't be adding multiple projects. It's only one project at a time. We'll click on Submit. And again, remember, I don't have to touch any of these prompts. The only one I needed to alter was Select Providers. I'll click on Next. And here is where you can begin to change the name of your report. So what I'll put here is this underscore is for your HMIS project ID. So my project is 0883. The year is 2020. The date is 02. And the day itself is the 28th. And then the report format is always just going to be Excel. Previously, we asked you to also submit a PDF, but this time around, it's just going to be Excel. So that's all you have to schedule for yourself. The user inbox will be going to mine, so it'll be going to Sal Munoz. You'll probably see your name here as well. And then in terms of the interval, you'll see that we can do it once, daily, weekly, monthly. So I'm going to end up doing this once, but I want to show you if you wanted to run it daily, what it would look like. So if you want to run this daily, you'd select daily. Notice that it asks you run it every day, every 3 days, 4 days, etc. I'll say that I want it run every 2 days. And at that point, I'll indicate for my start date that I want it to start when you're going to have a recurring report being scheduled. What you'll want to ensure is that it's going to run that you set the start date for the day after. So instead of 3/2, which is when I'm running this, I'm going to say that I want it to run for 3/3. So always add 1 day to the start date if you're going to run it daily, weekly, monthly, etc. And then the end date, I'll say that it'll be 3/24/2020. And if you want your report to come in the morning or at towards the afternoon, that's totally up to you. I'll say that I want to run it at 8 a.m. so that when I come into my office, it'll be ready in my inbox. So at that point, you would just click send and it would be running for you, but I want to see it today, right? I want to see it now. So what I'll do is click on once. I'll reset the start date to today and click on send. And again, give it some time. So now we've gone ahead and scheduled that. And the way you'll know is by scrolling down here, click on refresh, and here is our report running. So when I go back up here to my inbox, you can see an example of a couple of other projects that I've previously run. So here you could see that I pulled in this report a couple of days ago. This is where all your scheduled reports will be going to. Thanks so much.